Now, I see you've been in many musicals, such as Camelot and Phantom. Which has been your
Uh-huh.
favorite, and why?
Well, I played Mama Rose in a production of Gypsy, and I think that's my favorite so far, even though I've loved all of the others. But Gypsy is just a perfectly written musical and a powerhouse of a role, and I played that role for 3 months at a theater in California, and it's a chance to explore really with the intensity of doing a play besides just doing a musical. It's a beautifully written book. It's a fascinating character and some powerhouse singing. So I would say that that's probably the most um, rewarding role I've gotten to do to date.
Okay. Now, I also noticed you had some parts in some TV shows like L.A. Law, Melrose Place, and Gilmore Girls. What was that like for
Yeah.
you?
Well, it's very exciting to get to do a film or a television series. You get to be on the studio lots. You get to work with major stars. It's different technique because you work very quickly, very little rehearsal, and you have to still be a very good actor, but you have to just not be quite so big for the camera. So less is more on camera, and it's something you need to finesse. Also, when you're trying to make entrances and exits, you're often tripping over cables and other things. So it's an interesting process. It's certainly exciting. Gilmore Girls, when I did that, it was one of my favorite TV shows, so it was very exciting to get to be on that set. My biggest feature film I did was In the Line of Fire with Clint Eastwood and John Malkovich. That was an enormous, um, beautiful film and experience to get to be part of. So it's, everything that you could think of that would be the film and TV industry, that's what my experiences have been. And I've been very fortunate to have the number of jobs that I've had.
Okay. Now, would you consider coming up to Michigan to do a film or a TV show with our state's new 42% tax incentive?
Yeah. I'm not the producer, but it sounds to me like a producer would find that very attractive. Yeah. Oftentimes, though, they'll bring in stars to the local film areas, and then they'll hire locally. So, I think that's great for the local actors and actresses to have such great incentive.
Okay. And what's next for you after this? Mary Poppins is over.
Well, actually, Mary Poppins is going to continue on the road for another year or two at least. I don't see that there's any end in sight for the tour. I will be completing my second year of the tour in February, and I've decided that I need, for personal and professional reasons, to move on. So I'm going to be going back to New York in February and auditioning to find the next show on Broadway and actually stay in the city for a while.
Okay. The last question I have is, what is your advice for students, going into theater or, broadcasting, trying to find their first job?
Well, it can be very daunting. I think the first number one thing is persistence. Not to let the first few rejections discourage anyone. It is a difficult business, and it is a business. It's not something that you can just sit at home and wait for the phone to ring. You need to be constantly out there meeting people, working on your craft, if it's a case of wanting to be in film and television or stage, to constantly be working on your audition material, constantly be networking, perfecting your skills, and start small if you need to. Start with doing a free reading. Start with maybe doing a week play on just the weekends, and then start to grow from there. Some people feel that they're right at the top of their game immediately after they've come out of college or drama training, and they go straight to New York. Other people need to take a smaller road, which is what I did. I started in regional theater in a smaller market before I worked my way up to Los Angeles and New York. So there's no one way of doing it, but the thing that is consistent for everyone is you need a tremendous amount of hard work to get out there and be competitive with all the other people who are just as talented as you are.
All right, thanks a lot. It was nice speaking with you today.